often either with with other people. So, or at least to where I have set it up. But man, it is good to see you again.
Good to see you, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I mean, how long has it been since we've been buddies? I know we met at the electric event down in Phoenix, and then we immediately became buddies.
yeah. You
And
came up to me and you're like, "You're my new best friend," and I'm like, "Well, I guess I
so
have no choice."
that's what you keep saying. Yeah, that's funny. Um, but I have a list of questions that I figure maybe some of your viewers would like to know, and probably some of mine as well.
Yeah,
Um, you know, you're pretty big in the space now, and I feel like you've doubled in size since you and I met at the electric event. Which,
I think so. Yeah, I had a couple videos that just like took off. That a couple of shorts, and in fact, one that I did with my wife with the electric motorcycle, just
yeah, that
like
white
brought
one.
into. Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, so I need to bring her into my videos more.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, I met your wife. I like her. She's a lot of fun.
She's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I know you moved into this new house, and it looks like you kind of created your own little studio
I
now,
did. Yeah,
which
I got
is,
to. What's that?
I said, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's out in my garage. Although it's starting to get cold now, so I moved it indoors. But I can't complain to you about that because you also record like in your backyard, don't you?
I do, and I do it all year long.
Yeah, you crazy.
Yeah. Well, no one said I was ever smart. I'm just, I'm just tough.
That's hey. There's no debating that. Real quick
Yeah.
though, what is the coldest temperature that you have ridden in?
Minus 12 was the
That's insane.
was the wind chill for that.
I didn't think e-bikes like worked in that cold of weather, but like what bike was it? Do you know?
Yeah, it was the Aventon Solterra. I think it was the Solterra 2 is what I think it was. Um and then there was the Mauve Can. It was an all-wheel drive like Pro Max, and that was the very first bike that it ran out of power, and I was still like 6 miles from the house, and I had to leave it. That thing was, I was wearing too much gear to like exert that kind of effort, that kind of cold. It was
Yeah.
-6. That one was, and so I just ended up having to lock it up at this at this zoo at the zoo at the Lincoln Park Zoo,
Oh
and
my
and
god.
and I just and I ran back, and the only car that was available was our old '67 Land Rover, and it has no windows, no heater, no nothing, and I just had to throw the rack on the back of that because my wife was gone. But I mean, I was already dressed up for the cold, so I was just like, "All right, here we go." But driving through Chicago and that with like a car with, no, just a bikini top on it, and no one, people were probably like, "Dude, what are you doing?" You know. But I had no choice. I
Did you
had to
yell
get the
out the window? I'm a ranger. Don't worry about it. I'm a ranger.
no, no. I am also what's called a winter ranger. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's
Oh,
where you so my ranger tab had white, it was sewn on with white thread, and that means that I went through it during wintertime.
oh,
So I remember when I had to, we do this thing called the log walk rope drop, and it's at like Victory Pond or something like that. But they had to cut a hole in the ice, so you climb up this thing and you go across, and then you're hanging above, and there's a ranger tab there, and then you drop into the water, and they had to bust all that up so we could go in the water. I was not looking forward to that at all. That was not
that's
something I
that's
wanted to do.
crazy. Wait. So let's just get the level of awesomeness straight here. So you have Winter Soldier and then Winter Ranger, right? Is that what it is?
Oh no, I mean, you just have Army Ranger, and then you have like, I mean, within us, we have the whole Winter Ranger thing. I know what you're talking about, the Winter Soldier
Yeah.
from Marvel. No, that guy's way better than me. He's got a cool arm and that super soldier serum in it. All right, so let's see. Looks like E Riders has popped on, where he's
Um,
like, "What's up, guys? What's up in the chat?" And then we have Cha Exologist. I might be
yeah.
saying that right. He's like, "Gotcha." E Riders
Yeah.
has hopped in. Oh, E-Riders is in Crystal Lake, Illinois. That cold can be brutal. I agree. Yeah, 100%. Um,
Yeah.
Matt from Electric All Wheel. Now Matt's a good buddy of mine. I just recently went down to Tampa and saw him and did some videos with him. And he's also been up here, I think twice already. And we've done some videos together. So he's on the chat as well. And he's like, Hardesty, it's the Hardesty level of awesomeness. So that's funny.
For real. It's the next
Um,
level, man.
Yeah. We see good thing talking about Army Ranger, e-bikes and Surons are changing the tide of the war on Ukraine. I do know that. That is crazy. So I don't know, with that whole war on Ukraine and stuff like that, they've been using, to use an electric bike that's silent is going to be, way more effective. And that's what soldiers have been using. They've been using like the Surons and the electric bikes, the quiet ones, right?
Hmm.
Like you're not going to pull up on a wire. You can hear that thing coming. So it'd have to be
Oh yeah.
something else than that. And so e-bikes not only has it like changed like how people get around, but it is also, is being used in wartime. And we're not gonna hang out on the whole wartime stuff. But
But it's crazy to
um,
see how they're being applied in different areas in the world, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Now you live in a suburb, right?
Yeah.
Or a
Yeah. It's
suburb?
like yeah, not as like well, yeah. We'll call it that. It's like
Okay,
country suburb, kind of like right there in the at the edge.
right now, and I've noticed in your videos that you have some mountains off in the distance, and it looks like some of your videos, some of your reviews that you do there, like over there.
The mountain, yeah, in the mountains.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And how far is that actually away from your house? Like, how long do you have to ride to get to that?
Well, and I haven't been up to the mountains in a while. Like I used to do it all the time, and then I kind of stopped doing it. Unless there's like an awesome, or unless I have like a electric motorcycle or something like that,
Mhm.
then I'll take off. But yeah, there's so like this direction, there's what we call the Ochre Mountains, and within probably, oh geez, 2 minutes going 35 like on a 30-mile-per-hour scooter, like I can be at the base of that canyon, and then it goes actually up over the mountain, and you hit about probably 9,000 feet at the peak, and then there's a road that goes all the way down into the next valley, and then you got Tooele and some other cities on the other side. But yeah, they got roads all through these mountains, and then to the east, there's like the Wasatch Range, which has all the famous ski resorts that people come to Utah for. And
Mhm.
so I haven't done like a lot of riding in those mountains. Um, but then down south, like in Utah, Provo County or Utah County, just a few miles south, there's mountains everywhere. And I used to live down there, so I did a ton of riding in those mountains. Because the best thing about scenic roads and mountains, or
Yeah.
roads and mountains, is that you lose your phone mount.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at it, so I'm just so you know, I'm watching it on two different things. I'm talking to you on my phone, but then I'm trying to see what it would look like if it's on like the computer. And all you
Wow.
can really do is like see the top of our heads.
Oh, really? Do I
and
need to
so and so the funny
sleep
thing
down
is
low?
like I'm adjusting my iPad, which affects nothing on the thing, and then my phone like fell over. So
It's all
we're
good.
gonna try to move it out here. Maybe we're gonna kind of get that. So it sounds like you have a lot of areas that you can ride, whether it be like an e-moto or or an e-bike.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I was saying for e-motos, because I know that they're getting huge right now, but people are kind of wondering, where do I ride them at? I would tell you to ride them up the mountains, like on a scenic road, because you got a speed limit of most times like 30 to 40 miles per hour, which fits
Mhm.
right in that range of it, which is pretty cool. So that's where I don't do like a ton of city riding. Like you're the opposite. You do a ton of city riding. you know,
Yeah, yeah.
um, I don't do that. I mean, you like to go in the city and yell at people. So
Look, that's not a standard thing. Okay,
just,
that's not a
just
standard thing. I just, they were just everywhere. They were everywhere.
dude, that was my favorite short that you've done so far, man.
Apparently, that's a lot of people's favorite short, but it's also one that triggers a crap ton of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with them not understanding that, like everyone in Chicago's wearing headphones, right? So as I'm beeping, like nobody's hearing me. So that when it came to that point where, when I took off across that intersection, I had the green and then it turned yellow and I'm looking and this woman's not paying any attention at all. Right. So I just yell, "Hey," because I'm like, is she wearing headphones or not? So if I yell, "Hey," like a military hey,
Oh yeah.
she's gonna hear me. And she did, and that stopped the accident. So that caused a big debate stating that you know, um, walkers have the right of way, and they do. But us here in Chicago, us bike lanes, we have green lights that tell us when to go and when to stop. Pedestrians have, lights that tell them when to go and when to stop. And
Yeah.
that woman just was not paying attention. Um,
Uh, it was
and
amazing. Yeah, you got to check that video out. It's like a 18. You call that 18 seconds of pure chaos or something like
yeah, it
that.
was just like another day in the bike lane. Uh,
Yeah.
now we do have some questions here
Oh
from
yeah.
people that are chatting. Ooh, this is a good one though. From Tuan Vu. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to mess this up. From Tuan. There we go. We're going to go with that. What is each of you all's favorite bike currently and why?
Okay, that's a good question.
And for me, I have to break it down into categories, right? Like I have my favorite moped style e-bike, which is my Segway Cyber. And
Hmm.
then I have my favorite 26-inch fat tire e-bike. And currently it's my uh, Event and Adventure 3. You have your favorite current folding bike and you have your favorite commuter. I still think that the Velotrek Discover 2 is the nicest commuter e-bike, and that bike's been out for over a year.
Hmm. That's a good bike. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, like when I get asked this question, just from when people ask me what I do for work, and I'm like, I review e-bikes. I'm like, what's your favorite e-bike? And I'm like, that's such a hard question to
No.
answer. But I would say, so if there was a bike out of all the bikes that I reviewed, well, in the past year, that if I had it here and they were all lined up, the one that I would choose would be that class 3 e-bike from Eohora. I forget with the monster frame, the
The
huge like
the
50-pound
the
battery.
Romeo
Yeah,
Ultra, or no,
I
you had the all-wheel
Pro,
drive one?
huh?
You had the Romeo
I think it
Ultra
was the
Pro?
Romeo Pro.
Okay.
I think it was it wasn't, it was dual motor. No, it was a single motor. Man, it's been a while. But anyway, I just and the reason why I like it, I mean, it was powerful and it could go the distance and everything. But you're riding a tank, man. It's a huge bike, and you get up on that thing, and it's just a whole different riding experience. Which, after riding so many bikes like you as well, I look for the bikes that give me the unique experience that
Yeah.
just gives a little bit different ride and feel and vibe in that. And that bike is it for me. So
Really? Okay. Now
yeah.
I took my Eohora and I rode it to the cabin.
Oh, that's
So,
right.
and I think I was able to get 86 miles out of that bike,
Six,
or
insane.
maybe right at 90. I think, I don't know. It was longer. Like I saw that I hit the cabin. I saw that I had like still 20% or something like that, or 12%, and I just kept going. I just didn't even stop at the cabin. I wanted to see if I could make it to actually make it to New Buffalo, and I think I did. I think. I don't know. Those three state reviews are always an adventure when I get to do them.
Yeah. And you got to wait for the right bike to do it. And that one, I mean, so the battery on that thing was 50 pounds, and it's a
Yeah,
huge
yeah,
battery. So
I know.
but yeah, there's so many bikes, like, you got electric with the lightweight, the lightweight type of bike, and that just gives you high quality with a low price. So there's that. You got a Benton is also great filling bike, the low trick. Like there's so many out there now that are just like good, you know.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have. But is there anyone that you just like normally grab and run errands with?
I don't have one of those. I just as bikes come in, I'll I if I have an errand, if I want to go for a bike ride or whatever, I'll just grab the one that I'm reviewing at the moment, because that way it gives me more ride time on it.
Yeah,
And
makes sense.
that's what I do. I know you're not like that. You actually have a few bikes that you like are your bikes, right?
I kind of do what you do. Like, even if I have a favorite bike, I don't get to put as many miles on it because I'm constantly reviewing new ones. So I will like take whatever I'm going to review next. And then if I'm going to run some errands, I'll run some errands on it so that
Hmm.
I can also get a better feel for the bike.
Yeah.
Because there's always something tricky. Plus, I need to make sure this thing's not going to have any issues. So I like to put some miles on it. It's like, is it going to wife's home? Yeah. um, so I always try to put some miles on it just to see if it's going to give me any issues because I don't want anything. I want to when it comes to the reviews, I want the bike to perform the way it's made to perform.
Yeah.
So I'll try to put some miles on it. It's not always the case, but I try to put some miles on it beforehand.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Um, Doug Blunt, hey, how's it going, buddy? He pops in on all of them. All right, let's see. Chazologist. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Um, E-bikes will always trump e-scooters in every other areas besides big cities. Now, I'm not one to, and I know you do. I don't normally review scooters, and I've reviewed one, and I did it about 3 years ago when I first started my channel because I wasn't sure what it was, and it was an awesome Leopard, and that was a really nice scooter. But then I put out a poll and I said, should I review scooters again? Or should I review scooters? And like 55% of the people said yes, 45 said no. And I'm like, all right, well, that's enough for me to at least grab another one. Now that I have like this whole process of how to review these things and a better feel of it. So Segway sent me their um, G3 Max. So I'll end up reviewing a scooter, but there's tons of them here in the
Nice.
city,
Oh yeah.
and I know you review scooters as well.
I do. Yeah, I just got done. Actually, it's haven't posted it yet, but it's done. The E3 Pro. It's like a commuter scooter. But I mean, anything from Segway is just. I know they have a bad rap for customer service. They're working on making that better, but they it's one of those companies that you just get a lot for the price. And this little entry level $600 scooter just like it's pretty dang good. Well, pretty dang.
Right.
I'm like, holy crap! Just in my mind as I'm reviewing this, thinking back on all the other scooters that are in the same price range, I'm like, this one like kicks butt from anything that I reviewed for 500-600 bucks.
Mhm.
Um, but but yeah, no, I do a bunch of different scooters. It's more e-bikes now, but yeah, and like I said, I like the different ride. I like the different feel. It's just it gets me out of the e-bike. Uh, I don't know what you want to call it, mundaneness sometimes, and gives me a different ride. And I can do different things with the scooter. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all about scooters and bikes.
Yeah. Well, you're also about other type of things. Like I saw that ectoskeleton that you run, you put it on your wife and made her run up the stairs.
Telling you,
Um,
she sees the gold to the channel.
right, right. The funny thing is that was sent to me as an email, and I'm like, no, I don't really do that. But then I thought, I do. So every year I do these week-long backpacking trips with some of my ranger buddies, and we go to different places in the U.S. And our rucksacks are over 50 pounds. And I'm
Dang.
like, huh. I wonder how that would work. But then I'm like, well, what do I do after day one? Because I don't have a way to charge it back up.
Yeah.
So then I'm just carrying this, something else is causing weight. But that thing looked pretty cool.
So it is. I that was just so it actually arrived that day, and I didn't have any plan to do anything with it. But I'm like, I saw it. I'm like, I gotta try this thing out, And I was just hoping that it was charged, and it was. And so my wife was here with me, and I'm like, hey, let's just test this thing out and put it on. And before you knew it, I had it on, and then she had it on, and I'm like, okay, try this, and it legit like works pretty dang good. It's I didn't go up the stairs, but obviously she did. But I stepped up onto my couch, and as you lift your leg, well, you lift your leg up, and that's on your own power. But then when you step up with your second leg, it's like this little boost to the rear end, and it just pops you right up. And
Oh,
so yeah, you could if you're. I'm just thinking like you just gave me a good idea. Like do a 50 pound or a 5 mile 50 pounds or hike in the mountains and see how well that works.
I mean that's when I first saw it. I'm like, what I would. That's what I would use it for. But then I'm like, well, it would have to just be a 1 day, 5 mile hike or something like that because I don't think it would have the power to go 26 miles.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And like I said, I haven't looked at any more of the stats because it was just to open it up and checked it out. So I got that review coming up here in like a couple weeks. But
Oh,
it's funny because they market that thing as a outdoor thing, like what you're talking about. But for whatever reason, it went viral on Facebook. I got a million views on Facebook with this thing, like the short video, and there was, oh man, I can't tell you how many. I haven't looked at the comments, how many there are, but just so many comments and emails and text messages, not text messages, but like personal emails saying, "Hey, I have knee surgery. I need this. Where can I get it?" Like, it was the people that were most interested in it were not these outdoorsy hiking people that wanted to go and like have an easier time hiking. It was these disabled people. And so, and I hope the company catches on to that and be like, you might need to change your marketing strategy from an outdoor, let's go out there and explore the world, to like, this is how we're going to help people who used to who are disabled to be mobile. Um, and so, I'm figuring out like, what do I do the review on? Do I go to the outdoors? Do I do like two of them, like an outdoor hiking one, and then like a more of the in the house and around town of like, these are the things that you couldn't do and now you can do them with this. So regardless, it's a very interesting product. You
Product.
know,
Yeah. Um, you've started this thing where, dude, where you give away your bikes at the end of like you'll review it and then just give it to strangers, or like you'll make them guess on it or rate it or something like that. What made you decide to do that?
what possessed me to do
Yeah.
that? um, I don't know. Like, well, the short answer is I just want to make the world a better place. Like that's it. It's well, there's that. And then in my shed, I didn't have any room for for bikes. So I'm like, okay, I got all these bikes. I do sell some of them on the Facebook Marketplace, and just whenever I can. But I'm like, it's things are going good. I can pay it forward. I got an awesome job, got an awesome life. God has been good to me, so I'm just like, I'm gonna like go and pay it forward and give somebody a free bike. So I did a whole change to my channel for about a month, and then I'm like, oh, I better just kind of tone that down. So I was just doing straight giveaway videos, and that's all it was. And having people kind of guess the stats and working the review into the giveaway. But now I just go back to the regular review style, and then when I'm done with it, then just uh, find somebody along the road and pop out and or drive up to them or ride up to them and give it to them. So it's fun though.
Well,
I love it.
I think maybe it was one of your more recent ones where like somebody didn't want the e-bike,
Yeah.
and you, and you had to go find somebody else to
Oh, dude.
to.
Yeah. Like, well, what? So I didn't with every one of those giveaway videos. With every single one of them, the first 1 to 5 people that I didn't show them on camera,
Mhm.
they turned me down. It's like for some reason I don't know what it is. They didn't compute in their mind that I was actually giving them this free bike. I have no idea what they're thinking. I'm just making assumptions here, but they they wouldn't even look at me hardly, but I knew they weren't listening to what I was saying. And so I would say it like my thing was I would say, I'm going to give this bike to you for free, like 3 times before I finally walked away. If they told me, no every time, because I think it felt like they weren't listening to what I was actually saying. And so
Well,
I'm like,
nobody
hey,
does that.
well, I know, yeah, yeah, and that's the thing is
Yes.
like it caught people off guard so
Yeah.
much that I'm like, okay, well, I'm not just going to walk away after the first no. I need to have them say no to me 2 or 3 times, and then I'll walk away.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
so
They
it's
also
it's
probably think there's a catch to it.
yeah, yep.
Hmm.
And so that's I'm like, there's no catch. This is 100% free. Do you want the bike? I review these bikes on my channel, and then when I'm done with them, I give them away, and you can have it. So it's fun though. It's interesting, you know. But I love it though. There's a rush to it. There's a I don't know. It's just fun. You got to try it.
I will not.
Go get away your Bensons.
Right. I'm just like, oh, what bike would I give away? And I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I'm not. You know what? When I get as big as you,
Oh,
maybe. How about that? How about
oh
that?
man.
I guess if I keep yelling at people on the street, I'm going to grow like crazy. But I don't want. I don't. Somebody told me there's a guy in New York that does that, and then Maximum Alex from Maximum Charge. sent me the video of this guy doing it, and I'm like, "Oh, no, I don't wanna go that route. That's not how I don't wanna go that's not how I want my channel to
You
go."
might attract the wrong type of crowd if you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that
yeah,
route,
yeah.
but
I got a lot of hate for that. Let's
uh,
see.
I was dying.
Um, I always have a
Uh,
hard time saying this name, Chizologist. And for Mike, this is for you. What's your favorite e-scooter? Um, I mean, since you've like, reviewed a lot and you gravitate towards that.
yeah, man, I would say to yeah, the I'm just going through my mind of all the ones that I reviewed, but going back to Segway, man, we're not being paid by Segway to make this video, by the way.
Mhm.
It's the GT. What is it called?
You said it was the
It's
GT
Their super
Pro.
scooter.
Oh, do we that $2,800 one?
Yeah,
The one that goes 50 miles an hour and
yeah,
like 80 miles or something?
yeah. And it has the see-through LCD screen. Do you know what I'm talking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
do.
oh man, that thing is just well, here's the thing what I liked about that is the stability is just next level good. Um I like I was kind of coasting just a few miles per hour. I shouldn't have done this, but just to test the stability, and I let go of the grips and just kind of wrap my arms or my hands around them, and that thing just stayed upright. It was
It
insane.
just tracked, huh?
Yeah,
You know,
and you can go 45, 50 miles an hour on that thing and not worry, like not be gripping the grips as tight as you can. My wife, that was the first scooter that she tried when I married her a couple of years ago, and we went up to the mountains, which it was a stupid idea to give a newbie a 50-mile-per-hour scooter and then go up in a mountain road, but wasn't thinking that day, and but she was going 40, 45 and just feeling good. I'm like, you're going way too fast, and she's like, what? It feels good,
yeah.
So if you guys are looking for a high, like a super powered, just insane scooter, that's my pick right there. That's one I would get.
All right, so I am gonna have you change your camera because it's really bugging me that you just look
Oh,
like a little bobblehead in the water.
what do I need to do?
Just bring it closer to you. Let's see where you. Oh, hang on. Leave it like there for a hot second. I gotta wait for the horizontal view to catch up. Now your wife is a little daredevil because I've had Sandra on like those rental scooters that we did when we were, I think we were in Rome or whatever. And we were trying to get to this sightseeing place. Oh, there we go. That position right there for you is excellent.
I will say.
Um, so for we were riding the like the rental ones, like the Lime or whatever. I think it was Lime scooters,
Hmm.
and we were doing just fine until 90% of the road was cobblestone. Right. And
Yeah.
although I was good with it, my wife was like, "Get me off this road." And I'm like, "All right, we'll take this detour." We took a detour and that was all cobblestone. I'm like, "All right, let's get off of that." So it was like cobblestone everywhere. And I kind of turned her off on the whole scooter thing.
She needs to try again. Like yeah, a rideshare scooter on cobblestone road would not be good.
Yeah.
No.
No, and that's what she had to deal with. I mean, now if we put her on the 606, it'd be a totally different story.
Yeah.
If you put her on the road in front of my house, for anybody that's been here, I've been on better roads in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Let me-
I believe
let
it.
me- let's go to some questions here. Um, Chesologist says that yeah, I reviewed the one of us viewed the Velotric Discover 2 in New York City. If I'm not, I mean, I was in Chicago. Where did you review yours? You reviewed yours there, didn't you?
Yeah, probably in Utah. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Um, Romeo 26-inch or the Juliet 20-inch. Have you ever reviewed one of the Ahoras in 20-inch version?
So the Romeo, that was the one. I think that was the one that I reviewed. But the Juliet, I haven't reviewed that
Yeah.
one. Have
Yeah.
you?
No, no, I've seen them. I've seen the 20 because of we have a lot of delivery guys around
Mm.
here, and some of them have the 20-inch one, which I think would be even true. Honestly, I think it would be even better because it would just be more nimble, easier to get on and off, and probably not as heavy.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Will Segway ever unlock the Cyber to full power? I don't think they're going to be honest. I mean, it's locked out at 35 miles an hour. Um,
Yeah. So you.
oh, Nguyen. There we go. Okay. He just told me how his name was pronounced.
Oh,
Tan V. Nguyen. was asking about the Segway Cyber, and since I have it, I'm 35 miles an hour is the top speed that bike can go. And for me, living in the city here in Chicago, look, the speed limit's 30 miles an hour, so I can put it on the bike lanes. I can take it off, and before people come at me, right? Just because you have a bike that'll do 35 miles an hour doesn't mean I'm doing 35 miles an hour in the bike lane, right? I'm just cruising like I would be on a class one or class two e-bike. So I
Yeah.
could be on an Aventon or I could be on the Cyber. I'm gonna go the same speeds, but the Cyber just allows me to take it out. We don't have every road does not have a bike lane, and that so sometimes I'm on roads that don't have one. So it's good to have a bike that can keep up with traffic. The same thing with the wired bikes that I have, right? You have the Freedom that'll go 44. You have the Warrior that'll go 54. Well, I'm those.
Dang.
I don't live that kind of fast life. I'm not going those speeds. I only do it once for like the review, and then that's it. Like I'm out. I don't do that anymore. But no,
Why
I
don't
do
you like
not
a
believe
go to a
that's a
country road and just rip it around the country roads, man. Keep up with traffic.
yeah. So for me to even do that one speed test that I did, I had to ride 15 miles
Jeez.
just to get to an area where there are less people on the bike lane. And people are like, well, just hop onto that road right there next to you. And I'm like, there is only one part to get on, and then it is like 7 miles before you can get off of it. There's no way. And those cars are doing like 60 miles an hour. I'm like, I am not getting on that road at all.
Yeah, serious.
Now, if I take them up to the cabin, that's a different story. But
Yeah,
the cabin's not always available. We rent it out as an Airbnb, and it's pretty popular. So it's not like I can just take everything up to the cabin and then just speed test it.
yeah. Do
Um,
you do you like those wired bikes? I never tried one.
Yeah, yeah, I do. So they're not my first pick, right? Like if I think I'm just going to run an errand, I'm not going to grab a wired bike. They're heavy. They're big, dude. I can't even. It feels like it's like one third bigger than my Adventure.
Hmm. Dang.
I mean, just because of like the weight and how they are, right? They sit up very high. Um, I just normally end up just throttling those around because dude, they're
They're
a
just
blast.
they're a tank, huh? A
Yeah,
fast
they're
tank.
they're a blast to throttle around. It's basically like you would feel like the weight of the Ehora that you were riding, but
Yeah,
like in a bike that looks like, a fat tire adventure. So, but I mean, now if I'm going out for rides with friends, right, then we'll just grab them because I know I can get like 50 miles out of those bikes just riding around.
yeah.
So they're not my first pick, but I'm also not giving them up. If
Eh,
that makes sense.
Nobody's gonna be getting a free wired in Chicago anytime soon, huh?
Yeah, well, they will, but not from me. I mean, it can happen. It just won't be from me. Um,
Oh man.
let me see. Wait a minute, hang on. Damon Maureen said, "I realize you had front shock issues, but I still like my Van Powers best for power and ease of use." Did you have front shock issues?
With Van Power?
Oh, was it Van Powers? The Mana Day or the Mana Day? It was
Like,
a 26-inch fat tire e-bike, and I really liked that bike, but it constantly kept breaking down, and it
really?
only had like 18 miles on it. I was on my third bike, and at that point, I mean, I kept asking them to fix this, fix that, replace the bike, and they would. Um,
Wait, they sent you 3 bikes for the review? Like,
no, they sent me one, it broke down,
they
so
sent you another one?
when they sent me parts for the second one,
Oh,
couldn't get it to work right, so they just sent me another one that broke down within 8 miles. Every time I tried to mountain bike it and they claimed it was a mountain bike, it would break down. And finally, like my tagline, I was so mad. I was so mad because I'm like, I just wanted to do a mountain bike review with this bike because I really liked it. I liked how it felt. I liked the geometry of it.
yeah.
And I thought I had good power. And then I kept trying to mountain bike it. And every time I did, it would break down. And so I was like, you know what? I did my normal call out where I'm like, thanks for watching. And until I see you again, enjoy the ride, just not on this one. Right.
How did Van Powers like that?
Dude, I sold that. No, and they said they would pay me money to take it down. I'm like, I'm not taking it down.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's funny.
They were like, well, our relationship is over. And I'm like, oh, I'm fine with that. right? Because I don't think they like that I called out their bike. But then the funny thing is they have like multiple people, and then Vampires reached out again, and I reviewed their city ultra or something like that. So it was,
Yeah, it's like you burn that bridge with that one person, but then like the
yeah,
other
yeah,
agencies reaching out. Yeah, was that so? Was that the mid drive fat bike?
no,
Okay,
mm-mm.
because I that was the last one that I reviewed from them, and that was my
That was
favorite.
nice.
That was an incredible bike. Like usually I would
Mhm.
not recommend taking a big old heavy fat bike on single track trails, but that one rocked it. So yeah, I guess they got some hit and misses with their models, but yeah, they're mid range, full suspension. I forget exactly what it was called, but yeah, it was awesome.
No, I saw that one. I was like, if they offer that one, I'm definitely reviewing that bike.
Yeah.
Uh, um, how long have you had your YouTube channel?
Uh, I think it's been 12 or 13 years. Yeah.
O-
It's
Okay.
but I've gone through it's gone through some stages. So I used to just review it was first mountain hiking stuff, and then it was tech stuff for many years, and then it was uh actually I went to just what I am right now, scooters and bikes and that. And now it's kind of transitioning more into just electronics. I still like scooters and bikes. That's my go-to, but there's just so much cool AI and robotic stuff coming out. I'm like, I gotta get my hands into this. So if you're watching from my channel and you just like e-bikes and scooters, you're gonna see some more stuff.
Well, Tuan asks, what has been your most rewarding e-bike giveaway?
um Yeah, that's easy. There's this homeless guy, and he was he was at the park just riding his normal bike around, and I didn't he didn't look like he was homeless, so I didn't know. I'm like, he's got a normal bike, and I thought it'd be fun to upgrade his bike to a e-bike and that. And so I approached him, and then he just like just a super genuine guy. It was just a guy that you want to help. Every little thing that I did for him, he was very grateful for it. And so anyway, I gave him the bike, and then I ended up going to leaving him there at the park, going up to Walmart, grabbing him some food and then some other stuff for his bike, like got him a bike lock and that, and came back down. And I'm like, hey man, here's some food for you. And then I gave him some money as well too. And, and he started tearing up and just like cried for a good 15, 20 seconds there. And I'm like, it was awesome, and he
Mhm.
was incredibly grateful for it. And I got his number, and I've been in contact with him um, off and on actually ever since that day. And he actually crashed or something happened um, to the bike that I gave him, and so I. He took it to a bike shop, and I paid to get it fixed, and then I actually gave him back his bikes. I traded him bikes. That was the point of the review or the
Yeah.
video, was like, hey, I'll give you this one if you give me yours. And he texted me, he's like, man, I really miss my bike because that's my mountain biking bike. And it's like, I like to do wheelies on it, and I can't do wheelies on this one. And plus it's like not working very well. And so I'm like, tell you what, man, I'll get your e-bike fixed at the bike shop, and then I took his other bike his normal bike, took it to the same bike shop, had it just do a tune up, and got him some new tires and everything, and got him all set up for that. So now he's got an e-bike and his bike, and he still stays in touch and just kind of checking on each other back and forth, and yeah, so it was pretty awesome.
Well, is he the? I mean, because how many bikes have you given away so far?
Not like a ton, but probably like 12, 13. So not a
No, it has not a ton, just 12 or 13.
oh geez.
Have
Well,
you have you seen those people? Like, have you run into any of them? Like, oh, that was the bike I gave to them, or do they like if they're out on a bike and they
um
see you? Does anybody recognize you? Or
no. No, it's funny because like I don't live in a like well, most of the bikes that I've given away, they're miles away from where I live.
Hmm.
And so I don't really I don't see them. I gave away one bike around this, actually 2 bikes around this area, but yeah, I don't ever see them. It'd be fun to see them again on the trail, but haven't yet.
Mhm. Okay. Chazologist wants to know, hey Mike, what do you think of the new VMAX VX2 hub? Has the wheelie power of the VX2 Extreme. Oh, it has the wheelie power of the VX2 Extreme, but with full suspension.
It's funny that you asked that because I that's that's the review I'm working on right now. And
So-
so yesterday I got it put together, and I was in my garage, and I hit the throttle and like almost ran into the back of my truck, which I've done before, parked outside of my garage, because the power on that thing just it took off. So yeah, it's got tons of power. I didn't ride it for very long. It was more of just a test ride down the block and back. But oh man, for the size, like the power to weight ratio on that is very good. If you like a powerful wheelie type of a scooter. So full review is coming on that.
Crazy Machine. Hi Scott, the 72-volt wired Scout e-bike. Uh, can you send me the bike to Germany? I cannot imagine how much well, I mean, it has to be like $500 just to ship
I was gonna say 500
that
bucks plus
thing. I
shipping.
mean, and
Yeah.
that's just in the US. I can't imagine how much it would be to ship it to Germany. I don't even Crazy Machine, I don't even have the Scout. When I reviewed it, it was the only one in the nation, and I borrowed it from Steve, who owned Wired. So the only two bikes that I have is a Freedom and my Warrior, which not very often do I buy the bikes that I review. But I wanted them, so I just bought.
Well, and you also bought the goat bike, right?
I bought the Goat. I bought the Segway. I bought the Aerial Rider. Is my wife around here? I don't think I want her hearing how many bikes I actually purchased. I think she's in another room. So let me see the Aerial Rider.
That's a sweet bike.
My second Rambless, the limited edition purple one. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I asked Event. I'm like, hey, you just came out with this one. Could you send it to me for review? And they're going, dude, we're not gonna send you a bike just because we came out with a different color. And I'm like, fair enough. So then I got online and just ordered it. I'm like, all right, I get it. But the Aerial Rider, the Rambless, um, Wired Freedom, Wired Warrior, the Goat, the Power Goat, my Segway Cyber, and then did the upgrade for the second battery on it. Yeah, that's like
How's those goat bikes? That's another brand that I wanted to try, but I haven't yet.
they. So the reason I got the Power Goat because you know I've got my friends are you, but you don't do like the high powered bikes, not like like Alex from Maximum Charge. That's all he does. Tim from Shoot the Chit. Those guys are the ones that I've really see like do the high powered bikes like in my circle of
Yeah.
what I see, and they all had goats and they were all raving about them. And so I looked at them. I'm like, well, which one would I even get? Now this is before the mini goat came out or the king goat, and sometimes my wife goes into the office, which is downtown Chicago, like twice a week. And sometimes I can get her to ride a bike down there, and I'll ride ahead of her. We have Sena helmets, we can talk.
Mhm.
And then I'll take her there into work, and then I'll ride up there to pick her up and bring her back. And I asked her, I said, would it just be easier if I just threw you on the back of a bike and took you down? And she was like, well, yes. So then I was looking at it and I'm like, all right, well, that's a good reason to get the Power Goat because it has that extra long seat on it, has pegs on the back,
Mhm.
and so that's why I got it. But then I saw that they had this big frame battery, and I'm like, well, let's just pimp it out,
Let's do
and
it.
I ended up doing that, and then this backpack, and I mean this back bar on it, which I think I called that a sissy bar. I think it's what it's called back in the old days.
A sissy bar.
But and then the funny thing is this she said she hated the seat. And I'm like, oh no, right? Like I spent all this money and she hated the seat on it. But then Tapia makes a custom seat for it. So I had him put it on that and now she's fine. And I'm like, yay, I've accomplished the goal. Now since then, I haven't taken her to work once, but I have taken her out to go meet her girlfriends for
Right.
for a girls' nights out. So
Does it
it
handle like a two person weight pretty well? Like because they're
Um,
powerful, right?
Yeah, I mean the top speed on that bike I think was either 43 or 46 with me on it. And that
Mhm.
battery is like a 50-pound battery. So that's heavy in itself. They feel very solid. I like the fact that you have like, you have to have the key in it to turn it on to make it work. And then, so there's some safety things with it. I like the
Yeah,
turn signals in the front and in the back. So it had a lot of these features that I wanted to try, the full twist throttle as opposed to just that. And I'm able to pedal this bike if I want. Now, do I? Well, no,
yeah.
but not with that size battery. Yeah, I think if you would get a chance to review a goat bike, I think you would probably like it because they're
I
they're fast, they're fun.
They just look cool.
Yeah, I mean, and they're dude. I don't think like I feel like I could beat this thing with a bat, and it's not gonna fall apart. That's how strong
That's
it
your
is.
next review right there, man. Take the one that you spent
I'm
the money
not
on and
beating.
just
I'm not beating it with a bat. It just looks too good in
hang it
that
from a
thing.
tree as a pinata, you know?
Oh my gosh, I don't think I have a tree strong enough to hold that thing up. Um, Easy E said he needed that exo suit every day. Let me see. Chadzologist, e-bikes are perfect for going up steep hills and mountains. I know what it's like to huff and puff and pant on the lowest gear on a regular bicycle. Easy E, being disabled, that eco sounds like something that would work for me. I think it would work for me as well because I have a bad back and a bad knee. Um,
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh boy, I'd be drooling to get a free e-bike. Chat Zoologist says, you know what? Here's the thing. When it comes to that, the very first time that was offered to me, I was like super excited. And I was like, I can't believe they're going to send me a bike for free. Right. I'm sure you probably had the same thing. Well, I mean, you
Oh,
get
yeah.
offered all kinds of stuff. They're like, here, get this. Welcome to your new AI robot lawnmower that shovels snow and all that kind of stuff. And it is cool, but there's work behind it. And the reason we get these offers is because we put a lot of work into our videos.
Yeah.
Um, so when people think that we're getting a bike for free, at this point, I just look at it as a tool. Right, like I don't care what the value of it is. I don't care if it's free or even if they're paying me to turn my camera on, right? It all goes through the same testing. If there's something wrong with it, I'm going to show what's wrong with it. Like I don't care, you know,
Hmm.
like the value the bike's going to perform the way it performs, and that's why I have like the standardized testing. That's why you have that long hill that you take them up as well,
Yeah.
right? Our review
Yeah.
styles are different. You can review a whole bike in 8 minutes, and I can't get out of the backyard within the first 8 minutes.
Well, but
So
you cover so much more than I do, and so there's that as well. Like you're going through every stat and commenting on everything, and so, but that's what your following likes, you know. And you talk about work as well. How many hours would you say that you spend on a e-bike review? I'm curious.
I know what I so sometimes I break them into multiple days. Like I might do specs one day, and if I have things going on in the afternoon, because life, right? Then I will do it. But then I get into the same clothes from the day before, and we
Hmm.
take off on the ride.
Oh, you
But
do that? You get the same clothes?
yeah,
Wow,
yeah, I can
nice.
make it. I can make it look like the same day if we need to. But
That's
a lot of the times it is the same day.
yeah.
Right. So I'll do stats in the morning. I'll start with specs, and I'll start at like 8 o'clock in the morning and start going over the specs. Now, with it being in the wintertime, though, this I always had to worry about when the sun was going to take over the backyard. Right.
Hmm.
So now it's a lot later. So now I can like start at like 9 or probably even 10. I think I could be doing it right now at 2 p.m. And that didn't look like there's any sun going out back there. But then after that, then I'll like stop and have some lunch maybe or whatever. And then we take off on the road test. So that would be, let's say, 8 to 10 hours that day.
10 hours. Wow. So
Yeah.
so so but let's just break that down. So from the moment the bike arrives at your house to like you post the video, like editing and everything, what's the time? I'm
Okay.
because
So I every bike that arrives to my house ends up being sent to to my local bike shop. So very seldom will I have a bike delivered here, me put it together, and me reviewing it without it having safety checked or flat out in the tires or the derailleur adjusted or the brakes adjusted. You see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
very seldom has that happen. Now, if it does, I can push out an entire review from start to finish in about 24 hours.
24 hours.
So I'll film all day one day and then I'll edit the entire the next. I've only had to do that a couple times. Velotrek is like really slow at getting bikes to us, and then they're like, "We would like that on the 11th," and you're like, "It is the 9th. Like what?
And
What are
you've
you?"
done that? You've done a bike, a full review,
Absolutely.
unboxing, filming, editing everything in 24 hours?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
do you have a life?
This is my life. I don't look. It's not something that I want to do. It's not. But I mean, in crunch
But when you
time, I
have
can
to.
get it done. I can get it done. So I mean, I know some people probably think that, we get all this stuff for free and then we just take our time and dilly dally doing it. But we don't. Like there's a whole science behind it. There's teams. You have somebody that helps you.
Yeah.
You can throw your wife in a video. You have somebody that helps you with editing,
Yeah, so
and
yeah, mhm.
that's wonderful. I mean, that's great. Most of the
Yeah,
time it's just me.
'cause you have yeah, you well, we talked about this before, you have you got a pre-editor or something, right? That kinda goes through your footage a little bit, but, like, you're doing, like, all the final touches, the sound effects, and text and everything, aren't you?
Yeah, when he is available, I can get him to do what is called a dirty edit. And basically that's just where, since I have like this process, he knows like, okay, we're doing specs, right? So I have a folder called specs. So he just goes through and they're all done in the same way. And he'll put everything in order. He'll take out the ums and the ahs or any cursing. Not that there's any in there, but
Yeah, no,
you
0.
know,
Yeah.
zero, or or just whatever he thinks that I don't need. Because whenever I'm writing and I'm talking in these videos, just like you, we're not constantly talking to people. I mean, I'll go distances, like
Yeah.
1 minute I'm over here in Humboldt Park, and the next minute I'm doing the sand test, which is all the way across town, 6 miles into it. But I film the entire time because I
Yeah,
don't know
you're
what's going to happen.
and see that's good. That's because you capture the stuff that you can't plan for, which is, the gold of the video sometimes.
Yeah, or like, well, like I run into people that recognize me and stuff like that, and and I want to stop and talk to them and stuff. So but I have it set up to where I can film for like 10 hours nonstop on my GoPro if I want
It's
to. No, it's a
crazy.
ton of footage. And so when I'm like, please, Dan, be around so you can do this dirty edit because I do not want to deal with it. you know. Let's see what else we got. Uh, um, Chatologist is all over it. The VMAX V2 hub, I really love and might be the favorite one thus so far, at
Mhm.
least for city riding. It's not too heavy and has monstrous range for its weight. Kevin Pack says, "Hi, Mike." I don't know if you know who that is.
What's up?
35 miles an hour is not a bad speed limit for a Segway Cyber. I agree, but everybody's like hung up on speed, like with the Magician and with the Warriors. I mean, with Wired, and everybody's talking about top speed. And for me, that's not the most important thing. It isn't. It's just I have to cover it because people want to know. But once I do
Yeah.
that, I mean, do you like to go fast?
Well, in the words of oh, Bobby, what's his name?
Yeah,
I
Ricky
like to go
Bobby.
fast. Yeah. No, I do. And you said you talked about high powered e-bikes a few minutes ago. And I love to just do not just do, but I love to do more high powered e-bikes. They're just fun.
Hmm.
If when you hit the throttle and you're skidding your tires for 10, 15 feet, like that's just a good time. You know. But yeah, I'm sorry, what was your question? I got
I just
confused.
asked if you like doing the high speed
Oh
bikes,
yeah.
and you do.
Yeah,
Um,
they're my favorite bikes to ride and to review just because they're just more exciting.
mhm.
Everyone like how do you make a 28 mile per hour commuter bike interesting and fun to watch? It's kind of hard.
Clearly, I don't. So
And I don't either. That's why I have to get like super creative and be like, hey, this I don't know, whatever nonsense comes out of my mouth sometimes. But with a I don't know, with a super high powered, huge bike, like they're just exciting. They're fun. So yeah.
mhm. Let's see. Kevin Pack says you reviewed the Bandit X Pro, which you did. What were your thoughts long term, or did you even have it long term? I don't know if you did.
No, I don't. I'm like, well, because you keep a lot of your bikes.
I try
I
not to.
You try not to. If I had a warehouse, like a dude perfect warehouse, that would be awesome. Like keep all the
Oh my
bikes and
gosh.
and have this like and just do all these cool competition videos, which would be just amazing. Um, yeah, so I had that bike for I think 2 or 3 months. Didn't ride it a ton. Just in this business, you just got bikes constantly coming, and so you can't dedicate a ton of time to just riding around on one bike. But what was unique about the Bandit is the frame is unique. The frame style is kind of cool. It's just for a moped style bike, it's just a little bit smaller. It's lower, and there's not a lot of weight to it. But then they put these just powerful motors on it, and so it rips around corners and tears off the line, and just it's a fun bike.
That was the all wheel drive one too, right? It was a
Yeah,
step through. Yeah,
yep,
it reminded me of like a pedal bike, but like a step through version of that.
yeah. Because you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is looks like a nice, a fun, approachable kind of older person bike. I don't know. It just doesn't look super mean and tough. And then you get on there, you switch it to dual motors, you hit the throttle, and you're like being thrown back towards
Yeah.
the back end of the bike. And so, and it's just fun. I just the size to power and how low it is to the ground is just it just you go on a windy road and you can just tear around the corners. It's pretty fun.
Let's see. Riz RZG. I've been into DTC e-bikes for about 12 plus years now and started in the early days of Aventon. But I also got sick of those bogus malarkey, of all the bogus malarkey with them, and ended up going with the Velotrek. Uh, I've won't go. Dude, you are killing me with that. I have no, that is either a statement or a question. And, and yes, thank you.
Yes.
Um, I I am not a college graduate. I am high school. So reading some of this stuff is probably not my best thing. Road trip buddy. I need to hang with you fellas. Uh, I want to be best friends.
We're looking for friends.
Uh, Well, I'm very lonely. I am lonely a lot. And I know you haven't seen the video that I did with Tim from Shoot the Chit, but that guy's funny. And so we did a thing because he stayed at the house and we did a skit where like I read him a bedtime story, I tuck him in bed, and then
Wow.
I stand over him like very creepily in the middle of the night.
Oh
Still,
my God.
I still like his shirt, right? It was just
Okay.
I'm like, dude, you're
Did
gonna
you
make me
post that
come.
on your chat?
It's on his video of
It's
him and
not
I.
on it. Okay,
Yeah,
I gotta go
he
look at
calls
that
it. I
then.
think he calls it like weekend at Hardesty's or Halloween at Hardesty's or something. But it was a it is. I like to, I thought my channel was going to be like travel and comedy, right?
Yeah.
So when I get to do stuff like that, I'm like, I'm all in. Yeah, let's. You need me to be creepy? I can be creepy. All right.
Yeah.
My
You're
wife.
naturally creepy, dude. So
Yeah, no, I mean, your wife knows I am creepy. Like everybody knows. Um, let's see. Ride One Up is a bit of a disaster when it comes to shipping and random components. Velotric has the best software. Velotric, the funny thing is like when Velotric came out, it's like they came out swinging. Like they immediately like matched up with Aventon. Did you notice that? It was like
Mhm.
there was like Aventon and then this new company Velotric, and it was like that's who they like went after. They wanted to compete with,
Oh yeah.
and they've done an excellent job of doing it. Like
Yeah.
the bikes are nice. I've kept more probably Velotrex and Aventons longer than I have any other bike.
Well, the low trick, if I'm remembering correctly, that was the bike that was they claimed fully 100% waterproof, right?
No, that was the Aventon Rambless, and I threw that in the lake.
I thought there was one that didn't the low trick
Yeah,
do
well,
one? Because I,
no,
I, I
I dunked it as well. I dunked the Discover 2
Jeez.
because when we were there, I was at a Velotrek event, um, and I heard the CEO say that he believes the Discover 2 was waterproof. And I'm like, let's
That's
find
cool.
out.
That's out. Yeah.
Dude, I still have that bike. That's the bike I still ride. And I've had it for over a year. It hasn't rusted out. It hasn't done anything.
Dang.
They had an issue with the displays. I had to switch those out, I think twice, but that wasn't like because of putting it in the water. That was like a known issue with their display. So
Hmm,
um, yeah, there's two bikes that I've put into the lake. The
it's crazy.
Yeah, and they've survived, and I still ride those bikes today. I keep them.
That's awesome.
Um, what what are the things do you have in store? I mean, now I know you said like you're starting to branch out from just doing the e-bikes and the scooters and starting to do just more tech stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just because I think the AI is just pretty awesome. It's as far as like what's I mean, there's always some bad things with AI, but as far as like glasses, I did an AI glasses video a couple weeks ago, and just side note, don't buy those glasses. I didn't say that in my review because I didn't. That was my first pair, and I didn't have a lot of experience. But man, I've been doing some other looking at other videos or
Uh-huh.
other products and that compared to the same price as those ones, and I'm like, oh dang, there's some good ones out there for that price. So those ones that I did were like 300-400 bucks, and you have like 1080p filming,
Yeah.
which in today's world you got to at least you got to be much higher than that, you know, especially when like you have Meta that comes out with 4K glasses and
Yeah.
for like 400 or 500 600 bucks, um, but but yeah, like so. But what's cool about the glasses that I did is they had this. Well, they claim that AI could take your footage and then will pick out highlight pieces of your ride and then create a highlight reel, and it just stitches all of the cool parts of your ride together. Puts music. That way you come home, you pull out your SD card or you open up your phone and you have your highlight reel. And so I'm like, that is super cool. Like, if it can really do that, then this is next level stuff, right?
Hmm.
So I went on a ride. I came back home. I looked at I looked at the video. Apparently, I didn't go for a long enough ride. I went for a 15-20 minute ride, and it had one 10-second section, and all it was when I went from it was like pretty close to when I got on the trail, and it was just me going from the road to the trail, and then a little bit on the trail, and that was it. And they put this little beat whatever tune to it, and then had the stats of the ride up there as well too in the corner, and I'm like, oh. So what it actually did was pretty crappy, but the idea, and if they can hone in that idea and make it better, would be awesome. So AI's got a ton of potential when it comes to stuff like that, that I'm pretty excited for, and I want more of it.
Yeah.
um I don't know. I've been doing e-bikes and scooters for 5 years now, and to be honest, I kind of get a little bit bored with scooters and bikes, and I just I create content, and I wanted to do this channel to be challenged and to just explore new things and to see new things, and so I'm like, well, it's time to branch out a little bit. But my base is always going to be bikes and scooters because I just like to be outside and I like to ride.
Yeah.
So
Well, and Alan Birdweek wants to know what's the best security locks for your e-bikes. I mean, because well, I mean, we know there's a ton out there. There's a certain kind that I use, which is the Foldy lock, the compact version, I believe, because I can hook it to where like the bottle
oh
case
yeah.
goes. Right.
Hmm.
So for me, that's super convenient because then I just order a bunch of the holders. And then I have two locks that operate off the same key. So if I take somebody like a friend out, then it's easy to lock them up. But that's like my top choice. What's yours?
I don't really go anywhere where I lock up a lot of bikes because I'm kind of out here in the country and that, and so I don't really have a favorite bike lock. I know a lot of companies are sending the I don't know what you want to call them. Electric gives you like those
Oh,
electric bike locks where they're
yeah.
they're they're kind of there. It's a stiff leg, but it's linked, and then like another stiff leg.
Yeah,
So
that's a foldy lock.
that's what. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but theirs are very light. I think those would you could cut through those pretty easy. The ones that I get, I mean, I think I paid like $190 for two of them.
Wow.
So,
Hardcore.
they're I mean,
Yeah.
they're heavy. They got some weight to them, and they're pretty sturdy. Matter of fact, I think if anybody's curious, I think there's links down in the description because they auto populate in there. I basically point all of my favorite stuff that I trust, like what mirror do I use or what helmets do I use and stuff like that. I put them down in there.
Nice.
Let's see, electric all wheel, Mike. Oh, I was going to ask you about this today, Mike Mike Matt from Electric All Wheel. He said, Mike, show us your YouTube plaque. Where is it?
These. Let's see. Right now, it's not displayed because we're doing the painting the walls in our office here, but I'm gonna do a floating shelf up here somewhere, and I'm gonna put it there. But for now, it is tucked away here. Let's see. All right.
You had to be super excited when that showed up.
Oh yeah, it was pretty awesome. Like I was so when it came, oh, it's a little bit dirty. So sorry, but yeah, here it is. Um, when it came, I was actually in bed and I was like I don't ever get nauseous, but I was in bed nauseous and just not having a good day. And so the girls they come in or they knock on the door and open. I'm like, hey, it came because we were all expecting it to come. Like we knew about the week it was going to be here because the emails and everything that's saying hey it's been delivered in that and so but yeah the day that it came I was in bed so that night or no, I think the next day I was feeling better and did a little video and opened it up and there it is. So it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like bigger,
Yeah.
but it's pretty cool
It's,
though.
it's about the size of what just like a normal book or a magazine.
Yeah, like here's the hover air drone and
Oh,
the small drone.
oh, yeah.
So
But still, though, I mean, we all, for those who are in YouTube, we want it.
I will pass it around. All I have to do is just get your wives to do a short video and just be dorky and goofy and like seriously that video I just checked the stats on it and like it brought in 30,000 followers. Is crazy and it's
Just
still
off of that.
it's yeah it's still getting views too. I mean it's up to I think uh like 3 or 4 million views on YouTube.
Yeah, no, it showed up on my For You page today.
Oh, did
And I'm like, I've already seen this one, right? And then,
you
but
you
but then I
watched
watched
again?
it. Yeah, I did. Well, just because she's like, she's all giddy and like gurgly about it, so it's pretty funny. Um,
Yeah.
Sunny Isles realtor Mike Rev. He just ordered the Expedition 2.0. Have you used Starlink to live stream on a longer trip? Oh, I have not live streamed on any trip. I do not think that would go. Man, that would be when I do those long trips, I'm riding for like 6 to 8 hours. That is a long time. And that's with me taking like a 45-minute break. There's one area where I'll like stop and I'll take a 45-minute break and I'll eat. And if my back is killing me, I'll just lay on my back. Right. It's just sometimes it doesn't
On
matter
the
how
on the
good it
trail.
is. You just want to get off of it, get off
Yeah.
the bike and just for a little bit. The kickstand sucks on the Expedition. Agreed. Um, uh,
Yeah.
RZG said that. Let me
Not
see.
on the new one. Unless
Yeah,
is he
on
talking
the
about the
two
new one?
on the 2.0.
Oh, you don't like that? Like, didn't they beep that up?
Well, they beefed it up, but I still have a hard time getting like when there's weight on the bike and you're trying to like pull it back
So it
or take
goes.
it off. One of the two. It's not like if you had kids on the back. Sometimes I have to lift that front end up an awful lot. I think it would. I don't have any kids that would ride on the back of that, but it's 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 rough. It could be better. I've thought about like replacing it with a different center kickstand because there's no security features in it or anything like that. Like with the Venton, so
Yeah, you could do
uh,
that. Yeah.
you could switch it out. Let me see. Dash Marine, he subscribed to your channel, Electric
Oh,
Revolutions.
sweet. Thanks.
Um, Riz has also been impressed with Velotric letting you unlock the throttle to full speed. You see, that's one of the things.
Hmm.
Um, Da Marine says he'd like to see the Elon mower get it. Sorry, get the Hill of Doom test. I didn't read the whole thing beforehand.
The Hill of Doom test.
You know, that Hill of Doom does not show exactly how truly steep that it is on video. Even though I'll try to have a drone go with me and coming up, and I try to get it low so you can see what the angle is. But
Yeah.
when I've had people like Tim from Shoot the Chit, I took him over to it and he goes, "Okay, this is way bigger than what it looks like." And same thing, Matt from Electric All Wheel saw it. Mike from Mike Rochester, like my friends see it and they're like, "This thing looks a lot more
Bigger.
intimidating than what it is when you're watching it but I don't know how to make it I don't know how to show its true
Yeah.
like
Oh no, dude. I'm right there with you. Like I used to have all these different shots for hill tests and that, and now and then I watched on the video and I'm like, you can't even like. It looks like I'm on a flat road, even with
yeah.
my drone. So now it's just a lot of times I just hold my phone right here and I'm like, all right, we got 10, 13, 20, because I'm like, it's it's so hard to capture how steep a hill is. Have you measured that hill with your like any sort of slope device?
Yeah, it's a 31-degree angle.
Oh dang! Wow.
Well, it goes up to a 31. It starts, it starts off at 0, but then it hits like 20, 28, 29, 30, 31. Yeah, it's no
Oh, so
joke.
yeah, so I've been there's a hill actually where I used to live that was 30 is like 31 to 32 and it is that's like a scary steep hill. That's no joke.
You when I put the wired when I put my Warrior on it, it went up the hill so fast that I thought I was gonna ramp off of it like the Dukes of Hazzard. Like, I had to hit the brakes right when I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, this thing is like,
Dang.
what is going on?" Um, RZG, let me see, I'm kinda surprised that I don't assemble them myself, to be honest. I think it gives a good perspective on, a buyer looking as well. Alright, so I used to well, just because there's many bikes that I've put together myself. I mean, like, APAS, uh well, they actually pay me to make an assembly video. Dude, I drop tools all the time. Like these little fat fingers, man. I'm dropping hex things. I'm getting aggravated. I'm cursing. I'm like, I am not doing an assembly video for free, right?
Yeah.
Just because I don't like doing them. But
Oh yeah.
it some bikes go straight to the bike shop that assembles them for me. Some of them come here, I assemble them, and then I take them to the bike shop. If it's a bike that's like gonna a Vinton will not send a bike that's not out yet to a bike shop. They'll send it to me, I assemble it, then I take it over to them to get it safety checked
Hmm.
and flat out putting the tires and all that kind of stuff. So, but then sometimes I need things get stolen here in Chicago. I need somebody to be there to receive a bike.
Hmm.
And there's been times when I've had a bike delivered to the bike shop that I've brought here and put together because I want to get it reviewed before these guys get a chance to assemble it.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
Don Marine says, "Don't change a thing. My formula works." I like my formula. Oh,
it's good.
let's see what they got for you here. I'm just cruising through. There's so many chat things. Can you see these, or is it just me that can see
I
them?
just see the ones that come up just
Just for
like
the hot
the latest
seconds, and
one.
then
Yeah, and I only see like three or four, but just going
yeah,
back, you're putting the bikes together. Like honestly, that's my least favorite part of the whole process.
I agree.
If I would pay somebody to do it as well if I wanted to invest the money, but I
Well,
just
it
put on
costs me
some
the
tunes.
same. It costs
Huh?
me the same amount of money. Whether I build it and they safety check it to them assembling it and safety check, it's the same amount of money
Hmm,
that it cost me. So that's the funny thing. People think, "Oh, I get these bikes for free," but I spend about 140 to 180 bucks on every single item I review.
nice. That's
I
awesome.
mean, just because I'm not about that flat tire life, right?
I should do that too. I carry a kit with me in my backpack when I go out, but I'm like it's probably a better idea to just put it in when you assemble it. So
Easy Riders says that right. See, he gets it because he reviews as well. He's like not quite free when you consider the hours and hours of filming and editing. He stopped accepting products for less than 800 bucks. Not worth his time anymore. And I get it. I mean, at this point, I think you and I we both charge
yeah,
if to review a bike. The only now I won't if I buy the bike. I mean, I'm not I'm not an affiliate. I just hope that I send them the review and be like, hey, can I? Is this good? Like Can you
Yeah.
give me an
Can you
affiliate
give me the
link
affiliate?
before I
Yeah.
push it out? And I get pretty lucky, and and sometimes they do. So,
But you're building a
um,
good relationship with that company, so, it might
yeah, I
pay
mean
off in the long run.
that's how I built my relationship with Segway. I bought the Cyber, I did a first write on it, I sent them the video.
Hmm.
Then I did the full review with the first battery, and at that point, they're like, "Do you want to? Would you like to be an affiliate?" Yes, yes, I would.
Yeah.
Right, because I really love this bike. And then I did the dual battery review, and they're like, "Would you like to be part of the team?" And then they sent me all this Segway swag and
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
Right. So now, and so that's when I was like, "Hey, I was thinking about reviewing scooters," and they're like, "How about we send you the GT Max?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Sweet.
Which is gonna be tough because like the first scooter that I'm reviewing after a long time, like that's gonna set the bar for like any of the other ones that I review.
Yeah.
Um, if I review more after that, who knows?
Well, I'm glad. No, get into the scooter world. It's a good world.
Yeah, I just don't wanna break my hips or something like that. I have childbearing hips, and,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was
wanna
gonna
break those. Um, let's see, uh, can but I can roll world salad. Don't quite get that one.
say.
Um, RZG said, it's the Velotrek D2. The Discover 2, you had that bike, you reviewed it.
Did I
The
discover too?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, that
Yeah,
thing was super nice.
I don't, all like I said, all the electric stuff is they're just they covered all their bases. Like, just make good bikes.
Jim, you need a good phone mount for your cyber Segway. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of bar space on that, but I've been able to make mine work, which is I can't remember what it's called, but it's down in the description.
Mm.
I think we're gonna wrap this thing up here in a few minutes because I know you've given me more than an hour of your time. Look, well, how about we stop it at like 3:30? You good with that, or 2:30 your time? We'll give 'em
Yeah.
another 12 minutes.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to cruise through here on the um,
There's a comment
RZGs.
that I can see here that says, "Any recommendations on starting an e-bike YouTube channel?"
Ooh, haven't didn't make it to that. Okay, who asked that one?
That's
Um,
a DG.
Okay, here's Mike. How did you start reviewing e-bikes? You're the star of the show.
Oh well, no, I just no. I well, so I actually bought my first e-bike because I wanted to, and this is 5 years ago. Like when I changed changed the channel name from Gear Testathon to Electric Revolution, and I got on Amazon. I didn't have a lot of money, and so I just bought like one of the cheapest e-bikes that had decent ratings, and just so I could have an e-bike, like a video out there, right? And so, because that's the biggest thing is like, just if you don't have a lot of money, just buy a scooter, an e-bike, or whatever it is that you want to get into, and then just make the review. Make two, three, four, five of them. Do different shorts, different long form tests. But yeah. Anyway, so at that time, I had a small following from Gear Testathon, which was tech and camping stuff, and yeah, I'm like, well, I don't want to do that anymore. So bought the bike and made the review, and then I took that video and I used it to reach out to other companies saying, hey, I got a small following. I transitioned into e-bike and e-scooter reviews. Here's an e-bike that I just reviewed, and this is like the kind of quality that you can expect. And I email blasted I researched like 300 companies of scooters, skateboards, and bikes, and then just sent them out the couple videos that I did. I did a video of each of them, and then from that, like, I had about 10 companies respond, and so then I made those 10 reviews, and then that gave more content out in the system, out on YouTube, and then other companies saw that content, reached out to me, and then it just grew from there. So recommendation to starting your e-bike channel is just get a bike, review it, and post it, and then just research companies. Send that video out to them.
So that's funny. So that worked for you because mine was actually like opposite, right? Like
Really?
I'm the Abington Adventure One was the first bike that I purchased, the first e-bike. And the funny
Hmm.
thing is, my wife was like, "Why are you buying that? We live in the city. You're not going to drive it." At the time, our 1967 Land Rover was like my daily driver, so I was cruising that thing around. But I always hated the traffic, right? And
Yeah.
so I thought the Abington Adventure version one was like, I was like, this thing just looks cool. I don't care. I just want it, right? So I shell out the what 1900 or 2 grand for this bike. My wife's like, "You're crazy. Like, what are you doing?" But then when it came in, I made like over a year, I made like 20, 25 different videos of just doing different stuff with this bike, right? Riding it with my friends, putting it on mountain bike trails, crashing it, just doing different stuff. And then companies started to reach out to me. Now, the funny thing is during that time, before companies started reaching out to me, I took your approach and I was like, let me reach out to all of these companies that I think that they have bikes that I would want to review.
Yeah.
And none of them, not a single one, replied back.
Really.
So that tells me that my quality of videos, was way different than yours right out of the gate. But but
Well,
that was, and then companies started to be like, "Hey, I saw that you've done multiple videos with this one bike." I think MultiJoy was the first one that reached out, and that bike at the time was like 18 or 1900. And my wife was like, "Oh my gosh, like they're gonna send you this basically $2,000 bike, and all you gotta do is make videos on it." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess that's how that works." And then it snowballs from one thing to the next. So I would say if somebody's interested in doing that, get that bike that you like or that you love, and just start
mhm.
making videos with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
easy as that.
I
Yeah.
mean, just hit record. Right? That's like the hardest thing. It's not gonna be good. I mean, I look back at like the videos that I've done, like the accessories video for my Venture One, and I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, this thing is trash." You know, I'm sure you've looked back at some of your other ones like, "What was I thinking?"
It's like it's hard to listen to. You're like, wow, it's horrible. Yeah, yeah. Um, well, yeah, and honestly, I talked to so many people. Again, when we is meeting people and talking about what do you do for work and that, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm a lawyer. I do this. I clean houses." And I'm like, "Man, just strap a GoPro onto your chest and just record it because people you don't know like what people are gonna watch, right?" So do that. Well, going back to the e-bike channel, so just make a video, but then not only do that, like do a combination of what we both did, right? Make a lot of videos like you did, but then email just every company that you can and just pass this video out to them, be like, "Hey, I'm here. I make videos. This is my content. Here you go." And persistence is going to pay off. That's the key with YouTube. Anybody who
Yeah.
wants to start a YouTube channel, it's like just start it, but don't give up. Just do whatever you have to do to keep going, keep going, keep going. It's going to work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I agree. I agree as well. Since you're a full-time YouTuber, what is your like daily routine? I want to see if it's different than mine because we're both full-time, but like when you
Yeah.
wake up and stuff, what's the first thing you do?
Well, I go to the bathroom and just joking. No, I get up at like 10:30 a.m. No, so I probably start. So I get up at 4:50. My wife, she's a they call a medical coder. She works from home, so and she's been getting up at 5 a.m. for years. And I got up early, but not that early. And I'm like, I just want to get up with her. So anyway, I get up early, and then I just by the time I actually start working on YouTube and emails and all that stuff, it's probably like 9 o'clock. And so like my routine is kind of I'm not really set in any sort of routine but my what I guess the biggest thing that I have changed in the last 6 months, I think this is probably an easier way to go about this, is I used to just when it was time to work, I'd go in the garage, I'd open up the box, I would look at it, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do here, and basically start filming without really knowing too much about the bike. I was kind of confident and arrogant. I'm like, oh, this is just a 750-watt bike. I already know how it's going to perform, and so just hit the record on the camera and let's get going. So I've changed that dramatically to where I sit in front of my computer and look at the stats and think about ideas and just brainstorm on the creative side of things. So I'm like, here's this, for example, like here's this bike that I just got done filming. It's being edited right now. That's really not like a super special bike. It's from 10 ways, and there's it just didn't really excite me. You know how you just get products like that where they just don't really, I don't know, they just don't really excite you that much. And man, I sat in front of my computer for probably 4 or 5 hours, just thinking of different topics, thinking of, okay, well, what can I do that's interesting? Like, what would cause me to watch this video, right? Because if you can make a video that you will actually watch and enjoy, like that's the key to making good content. And so, yeah, so my day basically just goes with planning. I plan, and then I write the script. I don't do a word for word script when I film, but it's just like I put some ideas down, and then after that, I actually sleep on the script for a day. So then, if I write the script, I go and I unbox another bike, or I work out in the garage or do something. The next day, I come back to the script, revise it, and and then I'll start filming. I'll take it out. I'll do the close ups. I'll do a range test, things like that. And then the third day, I'll actually, so the second day, sorry, the second day I do a range test. I do the close ups, things like that. And then the third day, I'll go out and I'll film it, come back, edit it, and then do like a pre edit and then send it to my editors. They edit it and then post it. So that's generally what I do.
Okay. Yours is a little bit different from mine. Like when I wake up in the morning, I make a cup of coffee, I go downstairs, and then I answer every comment that comes in.
Every
Um,
comment, dang.
I've been doing it for years. If I feel like if they spend the time to comment, I'm going to take the time to reply. Right. I'm going to do that as long as I can do it. But sometimes, like when we travel and we're like in Switzerland, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I don't do it for like a couple of days. I'm sitting there for like an hour or so, just replying back to
Yeah.
comments. So I try to knock it out like first thing in the morning. I'm also dealing with like companies that are offering products. You're doing the same thing,
Yeah.
because most of the time we know it's coming from China. So I try to answer back early enough. So I wake up at like 5 or 6, kind of like you. Um, and then, I just go downstairs and start doing that. If I'm filming, I'll film specs in the morning because I have the shade. Normally that has to be done by like 10:30 normally, because then I lose the shade part.
Hmm.
Um, and then I'll spend the afternoon doing the road test on it. So see, I don't really have, my plan is like it's got to go through these steps, right? Like I don't write down, none of it's scripted. Actually, I start writing down the specs once I see the bike has been shipped, and they give you that tracking number,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of times for what I'm asking for, it's not all on the website. So then I have to send a list of questions to the company themselves to get that answer back. And that's how I know, like, I'm a little bit more detailed than other people, because I'm like, oh, that's not on the website, but I want to know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, my whole process has become, I I would do a review, and then somebody would ask a question that they're like, well, how does it handle in the sand? And I'm like, crap, I don't know. So then the next review, I added a sand test, right?
Oh
And then
my god.
somebody's like, how good does it break? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's,
Have the brakes
so then
test.
we developed the sand test. I was like, how good is it up hills? Oh my Lord. It's like now I need to figure. So now it's just become this standard thing where I feel like I cover everything, top speed. I feel like I cover it all. So I mean, what I like about yours is that yours are like extremely well edited. They're entertaining to watch, and but you can learn basically the highlights of what that item is that you're, whether it be the bike, scooter, whatever
Yeah.
that you're reviewing. So yeah, you do a good job by, like, you have that whole script up in your head. And I've seen like sometimes where you'd be like, let me break out this piece of paper and see, yep, covered this, covered that, covered that.
I'm not
Right.
ashamed to admit that I can't remember everything.
Yeah. No, but I like, I like that fact. Um, so if, whoever's watching that, if that's the kind of stuff that you like, to where you're able to just, get the main highlights on it, then yeah, no wonder you become so popular. And congrats on getting your silver play button, because you deserve it. You've been doing this a long time.
Thanks, man. Well, and I like. your format is awesome as well because you cover all the stuff that I don't. Right, you go into the stacks, the stats, and just the nitty gritty details of the product. Right, my review style is more of just honestly, I just want to have fun, and but then also be informative as well too. I know you want to have fun as well, like
Dude, but I get it though. Sometimes I'm just like, let's just get through these specs. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I've tried to put in my head like how can I do this and get on the road quicker? And I cannot grasp how I can do it and feel like I've covered everything. I mean, and but I've had to adapt that on these three state ones.
Hmm.
On the three state reviews because we start off on the road. Or most of the time we do because I mean, man, I can't imagine. Well, I've done it where I've done like the specs first and then we take off on the road, and that just for me, I felt like that just takes too long. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, but it's I don't know. It as long as you're having fun and you're doing something that you enjoy, like that's the biggest part of it. Like I don't, and for me, like I don't really feel like I have to. I don't feel guilty if I don't cover everything, but like I know your style is that you do feel guilty if you don't
I
cover
do.
everything, right?
I
But
do.
but
It
that's
bugs
but
me.
that's the kind of person that you are though.
Yeah,
Like I would buy an e-bike not knowing every little detail about the bike. I'm like, does it have these few features that I think are cool? Yes, it does. Okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger. Like where but you and the people that watch your channel, it's like they want to know all of these things before they pull the trigger on a bike, and so that's why they have you. So it's just fun. Like you just there's no, there's always going to be an audience for your type of content, right?
well, there's going to be an audience for I think every person that goes out and does a review, there's somebody that's they're going to connect with
Oh
to
yeah,
where maybe I wouldn't be able to do it or you wouldn't be able to do it.
yeah,
You see what I
yeah.
mean? But I'm gonna end this because I know, like, I don't want to keep you on here forever. I know I'm gonna
It's
be
all good.
seeing you here soon. We're gonna get to do some stuff together,
Yeah.
um, which I'm looking forward to. So, Mike, I wanna thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
All right,
Um,
man.
and it's just good to see you again.
It's good to see you, man. Thanks for doing
Yes.
this.
And I do plan on coming to Utah at some point. You got to keep a couple of emotos so we can take them out and do some of that fun stuff. And man, if you come up to Chicago, I'm gonna put you on some bikes you haven't been on. Although you've been on a ton, but
Awesome.
we'll make it interesting. You get to see
Yeah,
me yell at people in the bike lane. I
yeah.
mean,
That's what I really want. I want to see you just get in a fight with people on the bike lane and throw
I
down.
don't want to do that. All right, man. Well, we're gonna hop off here. Thanks everybody who's watched, and well,
Yeah,
until I see
thanks.
you again, enjoy the ride.
We'll see you.
Bye.